Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Sweet Tea with Don B. Alright guys, we're going to be talking about Sebastian Rogers again and kind of what's been on my mind with the investigation. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing I've noticed here the last few days, it seems like there's been a lot of people kind of questioning Seth, you know. And again, Sebastian went missing on Katie's watch, Katie Proudfoot. She didn't go, or he didn't, you know, Sebastian didn't go missing on Seth's watch. He went missing on Katie's watch. So that leads me to Alibi. All right, let's talk a little bit about alibis now. So I hear that Seth was actually, I guess, physically working when Sebastian went missing. Like, you know, clocked in and working. So apparently Seth has a pretty good alibi. Now, on the other hand, Chris Proudfoot, you know, there's a lot there with the alibi of Chris Proudfoot that I question, okay? Chris was supposedly in Memphis at his job site when Sebastian went missing. The thing is, he said that he was on the phone with Katie up until around midnight-ish, and then, you know, I guess he went to sleep. If he was asleep in his motorhome until whenever he woke up the next morning to go to work, or, you know, whenever he got up the next morning, you know, from Katie calling him saying she can't find Sebastian, how does Chris Proudfoot come up with an alibi if he was in the motorhome sleeping when Sebastian went missing? Okay. Now, the way I look at it is if Chris's motorhome was in an area where there were security cameras, you know, if there were some houses near, you know, the St. Jude's construction site that had Ring doorbell cameras, maybe if they caught Chris, you know, coming and going, you know, let's say if they didn't, you know, see Chris coming out of the RV at all that evening, you know what I mean, or leaving that evening period until, you know, 6 or 7 the next morning. That, in my opinion, yeah, that would be a really good alibi for Chris Proudfoot. Now, if there's no way to prove Chris Proudfoot was in Memphis during that time frame that Sebastian went missing, I got a problem with that. Because, I mean, you know, if I was an investigator, I'd be like, dude, we've got to show you having an alibi somehow. You know, or, you know, if you're saying you were in that motorhome until 6 or 7 the next morning, I mean, we're going to have to go find, you know, hopefully we can find some security cameras around the job site, around the campground you're staying at. I don't know if he was staying at a campground near the work site, construction site. But with all these cameras being around, it's Memphis. I'm sure he's not like out in the boondocks with the RV. I would assume, and I'm just assuming here, guys, I would assume that there would be some kind of camera or cameras near where Chris was staying the night Sebastian went missing. And there would, you know, provide Chris or not provide Chris with an alibi the evening and morning Sebastian went missing. Because Katie said she went to bed around midnight-ish. You know, Chris said that's when they kind of got off the phone. Did Sebastian go missing after midnight? Right. According to Katie, she last talked to Sebastian around 10-ish, you know. So there's that, guys. There's that. The other thing that I want to talk about, too, is, okay, the landfill at this point, in my opinion, is out of the question based on a couple things, and I'll talk about that. I did find out, someone left a comment and said it was on Nancy Grace, where a news reporter said that the sanitation workers officially told police that, you know, the garbage felt a little off to them, and that's why they ended up searching the landfill. But more into that. If Sebastian had been in the trash can, the home, you know, the home's trash can, if Sebastian was in there, in my opinion, the dogs would have hit all over that trash can. Those dogs would have had a field day with that trash can if Sebastian was put in that trash can and left there until the garbage truck came and picked him up, if he was in that trash can. I do believe that the dogs would have had a field day on that trash can. Okay. So, and with police saying that, you know, there's an EMA director or EMA search guy, you know, head over the search. It's some EMA guy, big wig over the search. He basically told the news, you know, there was no trace of Sebastian at that house. And they used, you know, multiple dogs. Scent dogs, cadaver dogs, you name it. And the house was searched multiple times. And not one sign of Sebastian. So, if Sebastian had been in that trash can long enough for the garbage truck to, you know, empty the contents, yeah, I think the dogs would have had a field day scratching it or whatever they do to show that, you know, they picked up something, whether they sit, whatever. I think that they would have nailed that trash can hard. They would really have focused on that trash can. And because that apparently didn't happen, and police have no evidence, nothing. That leads me to believe that, you know, Sebastian wasn't in a trash can, not at the landfill. So I am totally taking the landfill and Sebastian being put in the trash can. I'm marking that off my table in my investigation here. So what else could have happened? What else could have happened? And only people that work with dogs could answer this for me. And I got a question for anybody that knows about canines or anything like that. Search dogs, cadaver dogs. If someone had carried Sebastian in their arms out of that house, or in a suitcase, garbage bag, whatever, and, you know, his feet never touched the ground, his body never touched the ground or whatever, if they just carried him in their arms to another vehicle, would dogs pick up on that and be able to, because I'm thinking, you know, there would be some air scent and it would get distributed in the air, and you're talking a couple hours before the dogs get there. I'm thinking maybe the scent would have dispersed or whatever. I don't know. You guys let me know if you know anything about scent dogs, cadaver dogs, either of them. If someone carried Sebastian out of that house in their arms, would the dogs alert to it, and would they follow a scent to where Sebastian may have been placed in another vehicle? Okay. I would really like to know the answer to that. So that's pretty much what I got for you. I think right now from police, it's pretty much again, we're in a holding pattern till we hear anything from police. It is kind of strange that police early on said that, you know, they want people to search, you know, in their buildings, you know, this and that, because they felt like, you know, they kind of felt strongly that Sebastian had wandered off. And we heard that in the Summer Wells case. I wonder, you know, is that, you know, in case police cannot solve this, okay? In case police cannot solve this, is that their fallback plan? Is that something that they can fall back on and go, okay, well, we've concluded that this has happened and it's an easy out for police. It's an easy out. That way they don't have to try to investigate something that is possible or possibly criminal and they can't solve it, because yeah, then that would look bad on them, right? I mean, you've got two high-profile missing kids cases in Tennessee, Summer Wells and Sebastian Rogers, and if the police, like local police, TBI, FBI, I mean, hell, even the Secret Service allegedly is involved in Sebastian's case. If they go 0 for 2, you know, they got some explaining to do, in my opinion, right? 0 for 2. And I just wonder, because they're hinting on, you know, it's a strong possibility that he could have won. We've heard Leslie Earhart say that, you know. It's a strong possibility that she may have wandered off and gotten lost in the mountainous terrain. The Summer Wells case. Is that just a thing to fall back on for police in case it really is a criminal case and they can't solve it, right? And, you know, it just makes me wonder, guys. It just makes me wonder. And ever since the Holly Bobo case in Tennessee and the TBI, you know, totally just screwed that up. Totally screwed that up. I even think some TBI agents lost their job over it. There's a lot of people in Tennessee that just do not have a lot of faith now in the TBI. And then when you come down to these small police departments, you know, how many high-profile, or just how many missing kids cases has Sumner County worked in the last 10, 20 years? Are they equipped to properly investigate a missing child, right? Again, with Hawkins County, how many small children has Hawkins County have come up missing in the last 10, 20 years? You know, they just don't have no experience in that field doing that. Now, you can do just good old-fashioned detective work. You can do that and maybe come up with something. But other than that, I mean, nothing. I mean, in that job, in my opinion, there's nothing like working a case and getting that one-on-one real world experience. You know what I mean? You know, like homicides. I mean, you may have, you know, I'm pretty sure that, you know, there's never, I mean, there's probably some that are kind of similar and alike, but you get some that are, you know, very unique. You know, that alone, you know, those circumstances leading up to that unique, you know, death, that is experience. Those officers, investigators, everybody, that's experience that they get, that's very unique to that case, and it could possibly be experience that they can use later down the road if something similar of nature happens again. But again, if they don't have any missing kids, you know, they just don't know how to deal with it, right? They don't know how to deal with it. So let me know what you think, guys. Let me know what you think. I just, you know, everybody in Tennessee's really, they don't have much faith in the TBI to be able to help these local police stations out in investigating these missing kids cases. I mean, Holly Bubba wasn't really a missing kid, but they dropped the ball bigger than crap on that one. And from my understanding, some TBI agents got fired. So again, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Do you think that, I mean, has Chris come up with an alibi? Can Chris prove that he has an alibi for the night Sebastian went missing, for the hours that Sebastian went missing? Can Chris prove that he has an alibi? Other thing I'm wanting to know is, you know, people are saying that Sebastian took the trash out. Is there proof Sebastian did take the trash out that evening? Or is it just rumor? You know what I mean? Is there some kind of video proof to back up the statement? You know what I mean? So, as far as Seth goes, if he was at work on the clock doing what he does and on camera doing what he does at work, that's a rock solid alibi. Chris, on the other hand, if he's just, you know, in his RV, nobody can see him, whether he was close to the construction site or not, you know, were there security cameras near the construction site? If he was staying in a campground, were there security cameras at the campground? I mean, if Chris could come up with, you know, video showing that he was, you know, at his camper the whole time Sebastian went missing, in my opinion, that would be a rock solid alibi for Chris. But if he can't, well then, you know, you got to look at it. You got to look at it. So let me know what you guys think. You know, has Chris come out and showed proof of an alibi? You know what I mean? So that's what I got for you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Drop some comments below. Let me know what you think. And let me know what you think about my thoughts, guys. Do you think I'm onto something? Give you something to think about. And again, I won't be on here tomorrow, but I'll be on here the next day. A lot of you that are new to the channel, I'll be dropping videos every other day. That way you know my schedule. So anyway, I'm going to get off here, let you guys throw some comments down in the comment section, and I'll try to get to as many as I can, and I'll see you guys on the next video.